Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, then I am Priya, aka Beauty and the Books, and on this channel we do all things beauty and book related. So if that sounds like a little bit of you, then you know what to do. But today we are doing a book review, and oh my god, when I tell you, when this book arrived at my house, I was shooketh. I was so shook. And on that note, it's probably best to let you know that this book was gifted by the publisher, so huge thanks to Electric Monkey Books for sending me a copy of This Woven Kingdom by Tahereh Mafi. Honestly, there was not a point in my booktubing career that I thought I would be receiving uncorrected proofs of Mafi's books. Honestly, I was obsessed. You can see the Shatami stack here, and I also have her contemporary novels in here somewhere. It's a bit of a mess, but yeah, so today we will be reviewing this. It was gifted. It wasn't gifted in exchange for a review or anything like that. It was gifted. I was really excited about it, so I want to review it for you. For any trigger warnings, please see the description. I will have listed them all out for you, but also listed a link to our website where you can probably find out more. Yeah, they're all down below, and here is the synopsis so you can have a quick read. Without further ado, let's get into the review. There's nothing better than a floppy paperback. A paperback you can read like this and it doesn't crack the spine. As I mentioned, that is an uncorrected proof that I have had access to, so if you're watching this and what I've said doesn't quite match up to what you're reading, then that's probably why, but I doubt there'll be any major differences. So let's get into this. Let's start off with the plot and the storyline and the concept. All things which I have never really read about before. So from my understanding, this book is based on Persian mythology. Now I don't know about you, but I have not read anything of that sort before, so it's a bit of a learning curve to try and make sense of the mythology and the storyline and kind of where she was going with it, and all these kind of new phrases for the devil and what it means and so on and so forth, because you're so used to kind of the Christian anglicized way of like the devil, heaven and hell and bad and good and all of that. So it did take me a quick second to kind of comprehend that, but well, I didn't find it complicated. I found it fairly easy to follow. It was a bit confusing at the time just because I think the point of view shifted a little bit, but I didn't have any like major difficulties with it. It just did take me a quick second to get to grips with. So on that basis, and the overall plot and concept was so interesting, I'm gonna put it out there now. Not a lot actually happens in this book. Like, there's not like a big fat journey. There's not loads of little things that happen in every single chapter. But it is so interesting. And I was sitting here thinking, not a lot really happens when you think about it in terms of big plot twists or big, you know, plot movements or anything like that. Not a lot happens, but it's really interesting to just observe the life of Alizeh, I think that's how you say her name, and just her internal monologue is really interesting. Now I don't know if you've ever read a book called Mrs. Dalloway, but it kind of reminds me of that. Like, it's so uninteresting, but it's not, because like even the day-to-day things, Mafi just makes them so interesting in the way that they're described. Like, her world building is impeccable, and yeah, it's really weird, but like it's not like, I'm trying to think of something that might have like Shadow and Bone, for example, for me had a lot of stuff going on in it. The first book had a lot of stuff going on and it just propelled it, whereas this is definitely more character driven and the plot is a little bit more ambiguous. It's always alluded to, but nothing really big happens until right at the end. But Mafi just has this absolutely brilliant way of propelling the narrative forwards in a very simple yet eloquent manner, and it just grips you. Like, I read this book in a week, and I'm not being funny, I've not done that in a very long time. Like, I now work full-time and run a business on the side, so I don't have a lot of time to read. So reading a book like that in a week, that is an indicator of a good book for me. If I am skipping out on Netflix to read the book, that is a good indicator. I'd say the plot is definitely more character driven. The plot twists at the end, very interesting, and I like how she develops the character of Alizeh, and how as the story progresses we learn more and more about her story, about her prophecy, and about everything that surrounds her, which I probably think is why it's so interesting, because it's like she gives you little nuggets of information as kind of the story goes on. The whole wider world and the whole politics of the wider world and how she's built the world, love it. It's different, it's unique. I love reading about different cultures in fiction as opposed to just the general Eurocentric ones. So yeah, it's a win there. I just wonder how people make reviews that are like 2 minutes long when I can just speak 5 minutes about one point. Following on from the whole plot situation, how not a lot really happened until the end. The ending is probably the only place I had a bit of an issue with, because so much happened at the end. I felt like it was a bit just packed in. Everything that could go wrong and that was meant to go wrong at the party kind of went wrong, but they didn't have enough time to enjoy the party, which is a really stupid gripe, I know, but like there wasn't any time to like describe the environment of inside the party, have the foods, have a dance and all of that. Like it just kind of went wrong, and I was a bit like, oh, well, that was a bit abrupt. But apart from that, I think that was my only real gripe about the story, was that the ending was just a bit too abrupt, and I wish it'd been dragged out a little bit longer. Now, layout out the story is that it's in third person and it flicks between Kamran and Alizeh, but there are also interjections of flashbacks to Alizeh's past, which I really love. It helps propel the story and it helps build Alizeh as a character and as a person. So those little nuggets of wisdoms are really good. I like how she's done them. Kamran annoyed me just a little bit, and that is because, I get it, he's a prince. Okay, he's a prince. But like, him and his all-knowing senses just really got to me for a second. Like, the way he'd like say, oh, I know she's just a snooder, but I know different. I have this sense. It's like we are connected on a mystical level, which, to be fair, they may be. There are probably going to be more books in this series, but that just really got me, and I was like, seriously? Like, I'm kind of annoyed and fed up with that little trope in YA fiction where it's like the two main characters have some sort of connection and one of them just knows the other one and has a sixth sense, and it's just a bit like, I've been there, done that, it's a bit annoying. But I mean, again, that was probably the only gripe I ever had with the novel, really. So, I mean, overall, I absolutely loved the world building. I love the characters. I love the attention to detail in the world, in the setting, and in general all the characters are fairly decent, to be honest. There isn't that many in here, probably like 5 of any significance, if that, but Alizeh and Kamran are the main characters and they're fine. I like them, they're really cool. I'm very intrigued by Alizeh's story, where it's going to go on from here. So this book isn't out yet, but I want the second one now, please. Now. The characters are developed well, the plot line, as I said, not a lot happens, but it builds really, really nicely, and I love that. It was really cool. Not really much else to say because I really enjoyed this book. The book is coming out on the 1st of Feb, I think. I don't know, the link to purchase is in the description, and as it is a bookshop.org link, it is affiliate, so I do get some money if you buy. So please buy. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you have read this book or are planning to read it, then please let me know in the comments and let's have a chat about it. And if you disagree with my thoughts, let's also have a chat about it, because I'm always up for book discussions, always. But yeah, that is it for today's video, guys. If you liked it, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all of the good stuff down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I just burped. Oh no, that wasn't right. That was not right. Hey Google, stop. That was really quick. I just really like the book. I don't have anything else to say about the fact that I just really liked it.